Hi there, welcome back. I'm Bob Burridge, and this is another BobBlast. And this short BobBlast is all about, you can guess it, brushes. What kind to use, where to use them, what's the different styles, and how to hold them, and where to purchase them. So here we go. So typically I see so many painters put their little brushes in these little cans, and they put them on their table, and they line them up all in front of their. I'm going to suggest don't do that because you know they're going to fall over and then it's just brushes everywhere. And it also displays all your brushes you ever bought. How many brushes do you really paint with? 2 or 3 maybe. So don't display your brushes. Just keep them out of sight. They're there when you need them. Just don't keep them on the table. At least this works for me. The other thing I do is notice that these brushes, they can have pretty thin handles. And if I held this brush all day long, my hand actually crimps up like this. So I put a lot of tape, like black electrical tape and sticks and things like that on the ends of my brushes. On the ends of my brushes, here's a big example of that one too. It means my hand's more relaxed when I'm painting, as opposed to holding it up in here, my hand crimps up a little bit. I'm getting older, so this helps, okay? So a big fat handle on all my brushes. So, especially the small ones here, okay? So it's almost like a conductor's baton. The other thing, when you hold a brush, please don't hold it up in here. You think you're really in control, you're actually out of control. Look, if you hold it up around the ferrule, you can only go 180 degrees. If you hold it back here at the end, now you are like an orchestra conductor, and you can conduct 3,000 degrees and paint better that way. At least this is how I stay loose. It's all about how to stay loose. I'm not trying to tighten up. That's a different story. Different brushes do different things. Like this kind that are really flat across here, that's great for tucking in straight little lines and doing choppy work. So I have those sitting over here. This type, these are nice round ones. I like to draw with these, and a lot of painting and drawing. That's pretty obvious. The long ones, to be really goofy and loose, is I paint really far away from my canvases. So this really keeps me away from holding the ferrule up really up around the furrow, right? So I got the idea from Henri Matisse. It's a very famous photograph of him painting from about 10 feet away from the walls on the canvases that he was working on. So I like my brushes to be really long. It just really keeps me a whole lot looser. This works for me, I should say. It doesn't work for everybody. Let me talk a little bit later about the different kinds of hair on the brushes. Now I know a lot of you know this stuff, but I thought maybe I'll review some of it. So the natural hair, which means it's from a sable or a natural hair of an animal, it's going to hold a lot more liquid. It has a hollow follicle, right? So it holds more water and consequently a whole lot more pigment. So they're great for watercolors and loose painting techniques. Then there are the synthetic types, kind of a natural, not a natural, but it's an unnatural blending of maybe nylon and other synthetic materials. So it's a little stiffer, see? It bounces right back. It's great for pushing oil around in thick acrylic paints too. This is a blend. So it's a combination of both. So it has natural hair and also synthetic. These are the ones that I prefer because it holds a lot of water, a lot of pigment, and it keeps its shape. The best way to buy a brush, quite frankly, how I would do is go to the art store. Go look at all those racks of brushes. You can get very confused. Pick them up, feel them, feel which one feels the best to you. I don't like to buy my brushes on a catalog, although I love the catalogs, but I like to actually feel it. And one company's number 5 brush, as we know, is not the same as a number 5 in somebody else's brush. So that doesn't mean anything. Numbers don't mean anything unless it actually shows actual size in one of those brush ads or catalogs. So I like to go to the store and physically pick up and choose my own brushes. It's a nice kind of a thing that I get to do with my brushes. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you on the next BobBlast.